Hey guys, Augiesaint here and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I want to share with you guys my 24-hour experience playing Palworld. I did do a celebration stream over at twitch.tv/Augiesaint. By the way, you guys should totally come over and follow. I'm streaming pretty much every single day or every other day Palworld on the channel right after I upload most of these videos. So come check it out. I would love to see you guys there. And without further ado, let me show you guys our server setting before we get into it, as we did make this not exactly like we set it to custom. We customized it ourselves. This is how we set it. We put the day and nighttime speed at 1.5. We put the XP multiplier at 10 just to make everything a little bit sped up for the stream. We put the capture PAL rate at +2. So this is like, I think it doubles the capture rates pretty much, but I mean 1% doubled is 2%. So it doesn't help too much, but it does definitely help early on. And then the PAL appearance thing we set at 1.5. I wanted to set this at 3, but in the early game, if we actually came up against a Jet Dragon, this is, if you have this at 3, it's always going to be 3 PALs, like there will never be less. But by setting it at 1.5, there's a small chance that I will actually get 2 PALs spawning. And I think through all the bosses and alpha PALs and things we faced, we didn't ever see 2 alpha PALs. But out in the world, it did make quite a few of the normal PALs appear double. So that does help out with like filling out stuff and capturing all the PALs. And then everything else we pretty much left on the normal setting. I believe we only changed the time to hatch eggs we changed, and then the gather item multiplier we turned up to 3, and the object respawn interval we turned up to 3 as well. But we left the health multiplier at 1. Otherwise you've got to like ore on 1. You've got to like mine and log 1 tree or 1 piece of ore very long, because it like increases how much HP they have. So you can pretty much, instead of hitting them 3 times, you have to hit them 30 times before they actually break. So we set that down, but everything else we set up over there. And the maximum of guilds was the same. And then the PALs working at the base we have up at 20. And also this, where is it? This one, structure deterioration rate, we leave at 0 because we like to build outside the blue line. So that is our server settings leading into this. So we started out the stream with a goal of capturing all of the PALs across the game. I posted up a little community post in my YouTube the other day, asking people what they think would be a good challenge, and most people voted so that I can capture all of the PALs. So that is our goal we set out, and we had a few little pointers to actually get us going there. We had a little checklist that we made for ourselves in the days leading up to the stream, and we just put a little few goals there to help us in the early stages of the game. So step 1 was to get our starter base started at 9 minus 530. That's the ore base that you guys have seen me put many videos up on my channel about being the best starter base. We went there straight away. That was our first thing we did. We beelined there. We didn't make any other previous bases there. All we did was make a little Palworld bench so we can make our balls, the PAL spears, like the basic ones. And we just caught a couple of PALs on the way over to the base. It was quite a trek actually. But by the time we got to the base, we did have a couple of PALs. I think we had a Tombat as well, luckily, so we could get some mining stuff done. We had some rush balls and then a little bit of the tansy monkeys to help around the base. So that was step 1. Go ahead and get our base set up. Got there pretty fast. And then step 2 was obviously to catch some mining PALs, balls and Tombats. And then step 3 was to go catch the Grisbold boss. We did use a little bit of the cheese there where you can actually capture the Tower World bosses. Just have a really strong PAL early on to help us throughout the game. And then we started capping alpha PALs, pinking and Bushi for Anubis. That was our next goal, but that actually took quite a while to get to, as obviously starting to do those, you can only start breeding at level 19, but then you still need to get cake, and cake is pretty hard to actually make in the early stages of the game, because you need to get yourself a bee guard to get you some honey, you need to get eggs, you need to get milk, you need to get wheat. There's quite a few steps leading up to there. So we're pretty much just at our base for the first little bit of the stream there. I think like the first couple of hours we were really setting up the base to try and automate it. Also shout out to Mr. Neil Kanth over at the Twitch. He came over there and helped. We hopped into the game. I left it open for everybody in the Twitch chat, posting links down in the Discord for like the join codes and stuff like that, and he joined on in and helped us out for quite a couple of hours in the early game. So he helped us really get going. We had Mr. Soundwave trying to come help us out as well, but he was keep on getting issues when like his game would freeze and close down and when he eats berries. If anybody knows why, then let us know why if you face that bug too, like in a multiplayer game, if you eat berries and your game crashes, check down below if you guys maybe know why that happens or if it's happened to you. Anyway, moving on. So we set up the first couple of bases like that, and our goal was to then start breeding Anubises. We actually got lucky and we caught an Incineram pretty early on in the game, and then we kept that guy. I think we're using on the base for quite a while because he's actually got kindling and stuff. Like I think he might even have mining, and he is dark PAL, I believe, so he works throughout the night. But the main reason we held onto him is because you can breed him to get Anubises. So I held on to the Incineram because you can actually breed an Incineram and a Serpent together to form an Anubis. And we were really lucky because we actually had Artisan on one of the pals and we had Work Slave on the other pal. On every single Anubis we bred after that pretty much came Artisan and Work Slaves. They work really fast. I believe it's like plus 70% work speed. And we just filled up our base with Anubises. We had like 6 Anubises on our first base and we had that for a long time before we actually head over to the perfect base that I suggest for unlimited amount of coal and iron ore. I do have a bunch of videos on my channel to go check out that one. Then we slowly made our way to that base as our second base and we filled that up with another 6 Anubis. So we had coal, we had ore, so we had everything covered pretty much. Our bases were running at autopilot, our Anubises were just freaking mining and transporting everything super speed. So we had all fronts covered there. The thing that actually hit me the hardest in the like late part of the hours trying to actually go ahead and capture all the pals was getting enough pal balls to actually like get enough materials to make these. And then the biggest bottleneck I found throughout the 24 hours was actually Paldeum. So then what we did was I actually turned the first base, the ore slash, I know it was just pure ore base, the starter base, I turned that into a pure mining base where I actually covered up all the ore. So I'll show you guys, yeah, I actually covered up all the ore and then I put down these stone pits. We actually had another stone pit over there, but last night right after 24 hours there'll probably be a clip of it up on my Twitch channel. I shot the rocket launcher at the ground just to see what it does and it just blew away everything that was there. So that is clipped on my Twitch channel. Go have a look at that. And yeah, we had another stone pit over there. So we had 3 stone pits up and these Anubises are just mining the stone like crazy. We have like 4 or 5 stacks of stone at this point. And then you take the stone, you put it in a crusher, and you get Paldeum from that. So that's how we solved that problem, as Paldeum was our biggest bottleneck through this challenge to actually make all the Pal Balls, especially actually then making the like Legendary and the Ultra Spears. I only used the Legendary Spears on the Legendaries, obviously, and then I used Ultra Spears on pretty much everything else. So just to save on a little bit of resources, and then we had our bases pumping out as many spears as we could. So within the 24 hours, that's about what we got done. And then our Paldeck, let me show you guys the Paldeck. This is what we achieved. We actually got 128 out of 132. We almost got all of them captured. The only 2 that you can't, or that we didn't capture in the stream, was Paldeus and Necromus. We couldn't actually get them captured because I had no more balls at that point, and I had to go craft a rocket launcher to try and fight them because these 2 are very strong together. And by that point we had Frostalion, so we brought her along and we froze them and we just rocket launched them, shooting them up to the moon and then actually being able to defeat them. And then everything else we caught. All the ones that you can catch we caught except those 2 obviously, and then the other ones that we are missing, because I believe it goes up to 135 is the max and then 137 is the actual, or 138 is the actual max, but it's glitched out right now because the Gamos flower doesn't actually count. But the rare versions we didn't get because I believe you have to breed them, like the Ice Reptyro and some of the like ice versions of things. Yeah, we're missing Ice Reptyro and then we're missing some random stuff that I can't remember, but yeah, we're just missing stuff that you have to breed. Oh, Masanda, we're missing Masanda Lux, although I believe there is a Masanda Lux boss, so we could have done it. But I mean, we caught 128 of the pals in the Paldeck within the 24 hours and it was really fun doing it all from scratch with obviously our server settings like it was. So that is what we achieved within 24 hours. We have this stone base running, and then we have the other base over here, which I'll show you real quick, is the coal. This is the coal iron ore base. We just made a little wonky setup, just enough to get us going. Up top we have all of our crafting stuff, and down here we have these guys just farming this coal like crazy. The newest has just run up here at super speed because obviously of the Artisan and the Work Slave we got on them. On that one we actually got Runner, so that's like our best Anubis. We made quite a couple of Anubises. You can see we got 5 in this base and like 6 in the other base, and then that's pretty much everything we achieved within the stream. It was really fun to do, so you guys should totally join the streams over at twitch.tv/Augiesaint. I appreciate you all for being here, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. If you liked the video, please drop a like and a sub to the channel. It helps me out so much, and I'll catch you beautiful people in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the